All right, episode number, what is this now? Two, or episode number 2 or 3, where I do not have a microphone. So we're still using my quote gaming headset um to do this today, unfortunately. Okay, dog. Um but I am working on getting the mic, guys. What's hard is that I like to. It's much easier to record and stuff on my phone, and I don't want to do the extra mile of having to record it on my Big Bertha laptop, because that's what I named her, Big Bertha. Uh, I don't want to go through all the trouble of recording on there because she's unreliable at times. So that's where I'm at with everything. But I'm trying to get a microphone in the next 2 weeks. So possibly, I'm not making any promises, but possibly by the next episode, I will have a brand new mic, and maybe I'll even start recording them. You never know. I tried to go the whole, on TikTok, how you see people promoting their podcast. I'm trying to go that route. So if you see my video on TikTok, let me know, right? Let me know. Actually, before we roll the intro, let's see how many views my TikTok has now. Okay, what's going on? Wait, I need to mute this because this looks very interesting. What was that? Did you hear that? What was that? I think that was outside. Oh my goodness, that was so scary. Hold on, this girl is making, glasses with pom-poms on them. Okay, never mind. She ruined it when she put the pom-poms on it. Guys, so my video has 2 views and 1 like. That's for me. So go follow me on TikTok. It's at king.notqueen. I'm going to try to post clips and stuff from the podcast. So, get on over there. But yeah, anyways, so let's roll the intro because there's a lot of stuff to talk about today and I'm on a time crunch. It's the King Not Queen podcast. Yeah. All right, Miss Intro. Ooh, I love taking that tiny little break. Y'all, something's going on. The last segment is not uploading. So if this podcast mysteriously starts with just my intro, just know that some footage was lost. Anyways, something weird was going on because remember how 2 seconds ago I was just on TikTok, right? And then I was watching that video and then there was a weird person talking. Every time I open TikTok, it keeps playing this sound. So it's it started with that song. It keeps just playing that. And I'm a little bit confused as to why, because the TikTok that was playing was singing a different song. So I don't really know what's happening. But anyways, now I got distracted because I'm doing my home screen. Alright, so I want to do a little weekly recap. So my final college decisions have come out yesterday. I'm going to be posting a video about it on my YouTube channel soon. So, tune in about it. Tune in. Also, still playing volleyball. That's why it's a little hectic with the whole podcasting schedule. Still trying to win our first game. So let's go. And, that's really it. Nothing else has really happened this week. It's going to be a little bit of a hectic week next week because, Lord, I have a hair appointment on Saturday. I might be taking a trip to Boston on Sunday. Monday, I have my senior portraits and a volleyball game, then another volleyball game, then another one, then another one. I have 4 volleyball games next week. Woo! Will not be happening. But yeah. That's really it for the weekly recap. I just said that, but we're gonna move right into the next segment. We do have a song, but for the segment after that, there is no song because I forgot to work on what it is supposed to sound like. So the next podcast will have the next segments, or we'll basically have artist spotlights, intro song. But right now, we're gonna head into the next segment.
Bad movie and TV show review. Bad movie and TV show review. Sometimes they're good though.
Y'all, okay, well, first of all, welcome back to Bad Movie and TV Show Review. I literally forgot to do my intro after the podcast. So sorry. Um, so I'll do it now. Welcome back to the King and Queen podcast. My name is Nina, and I am your host. Before we move on to the whole Bad Movie TV Show Review thing, I literally had to restart my phone because um the clips that I recorded were just not uploading for some reason, like very aggravating. But anyways, I figured it out now. And I just went to the store and everything, like, well, what is going on? Anyways, so recently this weekend I watched all the Godzilla not all of them, but from 2014 on, Godzilla movies and King Kong, all in anticipation for Godzilla versus King Kong on HBO Max. Sorry, there's something in my mouth. And just watching it, first of all, Aaron Taylor Johnson in the first one. Weird how Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson play siblings and also are in a relationship in two different movies. Very similar to what is that movie called? Why is my mind blanking? Just like The Fault in Our Stars and Divergent with Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort, like, he should not be named. Them two, like, what's up with Hollywood? Like, something's up Hollywood. It's a little shady to me, but yeah, I wouldn't say very good, but interesting movie. I was partially, half the time means the same thing, I was drawing while watching it, so probably not the best idea because I wasn't really paying attention. But really, what the main thing I was thinking was, like, what if this was real? Like, you're not safe anywhere because the monsters are everywhere. Like, sorry to spoil that if you didn't know, but basically, like, first it started out with just a couple, but there was like hundreds. Like, as time moved forward in their universe, like, there was more monsters. So, like, you're not safe anywhere. Not in Antarctica, not in Boston, not in Hong Kong. You're literally not safe anywhere. Like, that is so scary to me because you can't escape the monsters. They just come and find you. And especially if you got one of the big ones. Like, if you got, like well, I'd say if you got, like, a King Kong who, like, may avoid certain areas because, like, he's kind of smart. But if you just got one of them beetle things that's just running around, or if you got, like, a Godzilla who's, like, very big, like, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that, and you're destroying your city. Like, imagine, like, there was a whole, like, thing happening in Boston, and I was like, I know where this is. Like, it was at Fenway Park, and they're just casually destroying buildings and all that, and I'm just like, hold on, like, what if I was, like, there? Like, I would probably be dead. Like, it's very confusing. Like, obviously it's not supposed to be realistic, but if this actually happened, no one is prepared to rebuild the city. Like, it's like when the Avengers come and destroy everything. But this isn't as much as Avengers destroy. I give the Avengers props because they don't destroy all of them buildings. And they don't cause buildings to fall. Oh. But yeah. I binged all of them. And I don't know, the last one was a little bit underwhelming. Like, I loved the fights. I was getting really into it, but, like, it wasn't as interesting as all the other ones. But the cast is so, like, stacked, bro. Like, for all the movies, they really just brought in, like, the people. Like, obviously the first one was, like, first of all, it's like all the Marvel people are in, like, Godzilla and King Kong movies. Like, am I mistaken? Like, the first one had Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson. King Kong had Tom Hiddleston, Loki, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. And then in King of Monsters, well, also Millie Bobby Brown, my queen, but also the kid from the Deadpool movies is also in Godzilla. So, like, what's going on here? But very, very strange to me. But yeah, so that's the movies I've been watching. For TV shows, I saw this pop up, and I was like, let me watch the trailer. okay. Woo. I'm trying to compare it. Oh, it's giving. Okay, the show is called Invincible. It's giving me very much The Boys, which is a show on Amazon Prime. That's just very over the top. It's like based on like a obscure, not obscure, based on a comic book that, but it's not like Marvel DC related. It's like its own series, but giving very much The Boys gore, over the top, messy, bloody, superpowers, weird superpowers, like and it reminds me a lot of like just DC kind of stuff, even though it's very like gory, like very, very, like I feel like it's gonna get worse as episodes go on. But so far I like it. But what's really funny is that there was this super intense scene, which this isn't really giving away anything. It's the first episode, but Omni Man, which is like the main quote good guy, is the main character's dad, killed like basically the Avengers of the show. He killed all of them, and I watched the episode at like 11:30 at night, and I was just like in and out of sleep, and I knew it happened, but then when I woke up the next day to start the next episode, I was like, whoa, what's going on? I was so confused. And then I went to go rewatch. I'm like, I literally slept through this man massacring 7 superheroes. Like, I totally slept through it. And it was loud. And there was, like, scream. It was, like, crazy. And I'm like, how did I sleep through that? Like, I just slept like a baby, too. I just, like, night. And then I woke up and I was like, what happened? I'm so confused. But so far it's good. It comes out every Friday. It comes out every Friday, and I think, I wish it's good so far. I wish it was more of like a teen show. It's very much adult, and I don't really care. Like, unless it's a show about adults, I really don't care about an adult storyline. Just because I don't care about adults. So, not that I don't care about adults, period. I don't care about adult storylines in TV shows. Like, it's just annoying. I don't care about their stories. I like teen-centered stuff. But that's just my own preference. But they focus a lot on the adults in this show. And then the last one is The Falcon. Whoops. I just wrote all over my notes. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yup. Literally, episode 3, best episode so far. Like, not insane. I'm not saying it's insane. It's just, I was like screaming at my TV because, first of all, when Bucky went into like Winter Soldier mode, crazy. I was like, ooh. I was like screaming at my TV. I was like, no. I was like, I felt so bad for him, but he had to do. And someone was recording the fight. Like, something's gonna come out of that. And I feel so bad for him. But I hope it works out in the end. It might not, unfortunately. But, his story is so sad. That's all I'm gonna say. And then Falcon, Sam Wilson deserves better. Anthony Mackie deserves better. I love how they're not just making it a show about, kicking soldiers and war and stuff and spy stuff. Really? Bringing in the barrels. I'm glad that they didn't make it like that, because it's the vibes are giving. Let me stop. The vibes are very similar to the Winter Soldier, the movie, Captain America: Winter Soldier. And that's one of my favorite Marvel movies, because I can watch that movie so many. Oh my god, I can watch that movie so many times. But I'm glad they're giving it like a focal point of like basing it in real life, like the racism, mental health, but mostly like racism and forgetting about Black people and what they've done for society, and also that, like, obviously like oppression and stuff and that and all that stuff. And it's very like eye-opening to see it in a way that is fictional but also still very real, because there's no superheroes, but what they go through is similar to what is in real life. And I'm trying to think, like, are all the shows are pretty much hitting, like, so far there's only 2 shows, are really hitting the nail on the head, because, like, same thing with WandaVision, it was very much about, like, mental health and grief and losing a loved one, all underneath witches and robots, you know what I mean, in fictional realities. So that's where we're really at, and Marvel really is just doing their thing. If they just keep up giving female attention where it deserves, because every episode, what's funny is the Beachdale, I forgot what it was called, the Beachdale, I don't know if it's Bechdel or Bechdel test, but it's like if 2 women talk to each other in a movie that's not about a man. So, and I literally look for it all the time. And I just saw a TikTok, someone was like, me waiting for the Bechdel test in in the fucking the Winter Soldier, which is, I need to stop looking at it because now I'm gonna get distracted. So let me just put my notes back up. But I always look out for that now. As long as Marvel just keeps up the female representation, people of color representation, like representation other than what's already been represented so much. You know what I mean? If they just keep that up, like they're gonna go good. Also, Zemo. I'll leave it there. Okay, so the next, excuse me. Woo. The next segment, I do not have the intro yet. They're coming soon. Artist Spotlight. We're gonna go back to MIA. Remember a couple episodes ago when I was talking about Paper Planes and how that song is a bop? So, I went back to that. No, I was on TikTok and I heard this, like, that makes you kind of go like that kind of beat, and I was like, and then I checked the song, and of course it was Miss MIA at it again with my boy Timbaland. So then I went to go look up the song. Very much good, so good. Of course, me finding songs from TikTok again. So then I went to go listen to the album because I'm like, okay, 2 songs are a smash hit that I really like. I had to like the entire album. Not really. The whole album, like, it's a very acquired taste for the album. I'm going to say that word again later. But it's a very acquired taste for that album because it's a lot of noises, and I can't do a lot of noises. But I do have 3. So obviously Paper Planes. I think it's called, let me just double check before I get called out. It's called Come Around featuring Timbaland, and then Boys, but the one featuring Jay-Z because I like Jay-Z. Also, the beat is so good. It's like festival and screaming, like people screaming and doing like traditional music at a festival in a different country that's not America, because America is kind of boring. So it's so good. It's so good, and I like some of the words. Like, I love everything. So please listen to MIA. I try to like get into her music a little bit because it seems like she has some messages she wants to tell us. But yeah. Next is The Blossom, an artist that it has connections with Brockhampton, because Brockhampton, i.e. Romil and Kevin Abstract, have produced for them. I really like, so I haven't listened to their EP yet. It came out either yesterday or the day before, but they have a song featuring Matt Champion, My King. I'm so excited to listen to it. I'm excited to listen to the album, to the EP period, because it's alternative, like, pop, but also alternative. So I really like that. One of the songs that I already listened from them is Hardcore Happy, which is very good. It's like a weird, like, guitar synthy kind of vibe. So I feel like I'm gonna like the EP. Speaking of Brockhampton, their album Roadrunner comes out on Friday. Stream Roadrunner. It's coming out on Friday, like I just said. Already, I love Count on Me, featuring ASAP Rocky, and Shawn Mendes. Nah, get me out. Get me out. Not Brockhampton coming on with the features. They never done that before. And I'm trying to listen so hard for that Shawn Mendes, and I can kind of hear it because there's 3 people on the chorus. It's Shawn Mendes, Ryan Beatty, and Jabari, I think. And I'm trying to hear Shawn Mendes. It's very faint, but I think I can. But it's they describe their songs so perfectly. Like Kevin was saying on his Twitter, like, oh, Count on Me is a song you listen to when you're driving down the beach with your windows down, summer kind of song. Hit it on the head. Exactly. That's exactly the song. It's it got that nice smooth chorus, so good. And then the other song that has come out, a single from the album, is Buzz Cut. Like I said before, acquired taste. Because, first of all, only one person is rapping, Kevin, and then the other person is Danny Brown, who I never heard before. I don't know if his voice is always like that, but it's a weird kind of whiny kind of voice. And it's something I kind of had to get used to, because at first when I listened to it, I was like, But the bass in the song is hitting way too hard for me to just ignore that song. So, please, if you're listening to this, please give Brockhampton a chance. I love my boys. Give them a chance. Please. Please. Because every time I tell someone to listen to Brockhampton, I get let down so bad for them. The last album, Ginger, not their best. And I sat there, recommended it to everybody, and I was deeply embarrassed. I'm going to try to record a reaction video to the album on Friday night, when it comes out and stuff. And I'm going to try to have it posted the next day. Or on Sunday. I'm gonna try my best. All right, I'm gonna try my best, because I did a reaction to Ginger, so I kind of want to do it again. So yeah. And the song I'm most excited for on the album is Bankroll, because hopefully they didn't change it too much. And it's another song with ASAP Rocky. And I just really like it. Like this snippet that came out years ago, I really like it. I hope they didn't change it too much. But yeah. The next segment is Taking a Scroll. Not much here today. Just more David Dobrik stuff. I was watching part of SNL, and this sketch came up with this prankster YouTuber who did an offensive thing and then had to make an apology video for it, then went back to doing the offensive thing and then made another. I was like, this is David Dobrik. This is crazy. And very bold of SNL, because their audience is not young, unless I think they're trying to migrate an audience of young kids now. If they're trying to do that, they could use my help, I think, because getting people on your show, getting musical acts on your show that not many people know about, which SNL is a huge deal. It gives you a lot of audience, I feel like, but at the same time, you're not going to draw an audience with someone no one's ever heard of before, unless you pair them with a super, super good host. And in my opinion, whoever performed on Saturday, I'm so sorry, I don't know who it was, but whoever performed on Saturday, to be paired up with Daniel Kaluuya, I think that's how I say his name, probably wasn't the best pairing, because people know him, but for the musical artist he was having, not the best matchup, in my opinion. So, besides that, they're trying to target the people who knew about the drama, because people under 30, at most people under 40, people over 30 and at most people over 40 were not getting that joke about the apologies. My mom was sitting on the couch what? And I had to explain to her, this is a David Dobrik bit. They're totally ripping off, the whole, apology video thing that he did. So, I don't know who their audience was for that. I think they were trying to use it for, a tick, because I saw it on TikTok. So they must have been like trying to target it for TikTok or something. I'm trying to analyze this marketing technique SNL, all right? Maybe I got a major in marketing or something because I see right through that. But I just found it crazy. Like, if this wasn't what was happening to David Dobrik right now, he would have totally reposted and be like, oh, it's supposed to be an at me or whatever. Like, if he sincerely apologized, you know, like the first time, or if what he did was not as serious as it actually is. Like, if it was actually like what happened was actually a prank, like the dude's video on SNL, then I see how David could still be like posting about it. But because of the severity of the accusations, like it's not something he can sit there and laugh about. I feel like he can only be embarrassed about it. But what's on top of that though is that everybody in the vlog squad has been affected by what has happened. Like, it's so crazy. Like, and I don't know about everybody, but what I've noticed is that Zayn and Heath Unfiltered, no more ads. They were heavily sponsored by, you know, the big names like ExpressVPN, HelloFresh, Honey, dropped. No ads. And I just want to know what they're talking about behind the scenes about that, because people definitely notice it. And I love having no ads because that means I don't have to skip parts of the video and I just get to listen to my favorite people talk. But I know something must be, the wallets must be hurting because they're really relying on, you know, YouTube ads to carry them through and keep the podcast up, you know? So I don't know, but I'm seeing those ads being dropped and I don't know when they're gonna come back. But yeah. I have 7 more minutes before I have to go to class. So I'm just going to end the podcast here. It was a little short today. I'm not mad at it. I almost wasn't going to do it, but I was like, you know what? I already started it. Let me just finish it. But here are a couple things. Here are a couple things coming soon. So my college reaction video soon. It's very, just to warn you if you're going to watch it, it is very underwhelming. Like, I don't have the best reactions. My best reaction I only have like one really good reaction. Everything else is very underwhelming because I'm just not that type of person to get up and scream about getting to college, I guess. So I got excited, but I wasn't, like I said, the type of person to get up and hop around about it, you know? So that video is coming soon. And then the Brockhampton reaction, hopefully sometime this weekend. I'm really excited about the album. Also, just want to let you know that this is gonna be bi-weekly podcast. Gonna just say it now because I don't want to stress myself out every week trying to figure out if I'm gonna do the podcast or not. And I just need to say it's bi-weekly, Nina. It's bi-weekly. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks for the podcast, hopefully with the mic and hopefully with, you know, more to say and not on a tight schedule. And if I feel like doing it in between, like if I feel like doing like a bonus episode in between like my official podcast, then I'll do that. But as of now, bi-weekly. Because I gotta let people know I can handle the workload, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's the end of today's podcast. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, subscribe. It's Anina King. You should recognize my personality and my face. Email me any song suggestions, movie suggestions, TV suggestions, story suggestions, anything at King Not Queen Pod. Again, it's King Not Queen Pod at gmail.com. Let me know. Also, follow me on TikTok, king.notqueen. I think follow me on Instagram at king.notqueen. I think that's it. I will see you guys in 2 weeks for the next episode. And yeah, tune in. Bye.